Okay, so continuing is Gimel. So explain now that the tefillah, the prayer of Rabbi Yesi, Rabbi Yesa Sova, Rabbi Yesa the elder. So when he davened for his sustenance, even though he had it, what was he davening for? His davening was that he should recognize and feel in his sustenance chesed da'atik. That's the technical Kabbalistic answer. And that is the explanation of the diuk, the precise language of Birchas HaMazon, that what do we not just thank Hashem? Just tell me, this answers why we don't simply say, praise God for sustaining the world, which is implicit in that is that it's kindness. I mean, we spell it out, we say b'chein, b'chesed. So we have the answer to that, or rather, with the other way, the answer to that explains the tefillah of Rabbi Yesa. So can someone tell me, in summary, what we said yesterday, that is his tefillah? And that's the meaning of not just zon, but bechesed, the same meaning.
Feels that the lechem shouldn't just be like, quote unquote, Hashem sustaining the world by default, or in as a means that everything just gets fed, but rather
As part of the teva, the nature,
yeah,
that Hashem has committed to maintain.
Rather that this very bread is, said in Islamish, is felt, or it's so what was the word like
Felt is good enough. Felt what should be felt?
That this is the primus hakavana, that Hashem is investing in this, the primus hakavana, to sustain him and bring. We're saying the Lashon of Chesed of Atik, but the whole reason why Hashem made the world to begin with, for the Yid and for his avodah, and to bring down his sustenance specifically for him.
Correct. So let's elaborate a little bit. We explained. I don't think you were here for this year. We explained what chesed, the atik, means. Atik. Okay, so you heard it. So to elaborate on what you're saying.
Chesed, meaning it's beyond already any specific.
Yeah. No, aside from that, yeah, that's true. But what we're bringing out in chesed, the atik is in atzmi. Which means that his tefillah is that when he eats the bread, he should feel that's because of God's desire for a relationship with him. It's part of relationship. It's not just simply survival, existence. Atik means where Hashem has expressed his deepest desire. Atik is tainug. Atik is where basically the Nisaf HaKadosh Baruch Hu was expressed. God's elected, chosen desire for creation, the purpose of which is a relationship with each one of us. And that's what he wants to feel. The personal relationship. Not that simply that he's sustaining me because he's a benevolent king. So I'm adding something here. He's a benevolent creator and sustains all of his creations. And he's one of them, so he also gets his bread on the table. No, that's Stam Chesed. Chesed Atik is to feel that the whole creation, all of it, because Hashem wants a relationship with you. In the words that we often use, not God as creator. That's Stam Chesed. But Hashem is beyond creator. Creator is a decision. He decided to become or express, not become, but express. He is totally beyond creation. So where's the he? In the relationship with us. Why is there creation? As a means to an end for the relationship. He became created because nis'ave chesed da'atik, to have a personal connection, be part of your life, all the way down to the way your morsel of bread. That is the motivation, the chosen motivation for the whole creation, the whole cosmos and universe. And that's what he wants to feel. That's his tefillah, requesting that so the emphasis in his tefillah, he has his answer. In his tefillah, he's opening to that relationship he's created, which is really what tefillah is. It is about a relationship. Not, I don't have, give me, let's wait and see if he gives, and then I get. Tefillah is the connection right now. Tefillah, Miloshen Teufel, HaTeufel Kli Chades, one joins together broken earthenware vessel. It's interesting. So this brings that again. Sometimes it brings about Naphtali, because a person is a Kli Chades and broken. The tefillah shattered. Tefillah is connecting. So we started already Ubira Inyan, which takes us, we'll see where it goes, but it's a nuance in all of this. So the Bira Inyan is, he asked the question. We began already this yesterday. We start again. Excuse me. The Bira Inyan. Die Hinne Klolis hat Zeurich Biri, this is Slapchus Hashem, for the Mata Dafka. What we're getting here, friends, it seems to me, is like it's a very not fresh way to look at Did B'Tachtonim. It's different, the kavan of Did B'Tachtonim, in a very new, kind of novel way. So the general need for this lapsus to come down the Mata Dafka, so we pause and say, what? Did B'Tachtonim? What are you asking? But this is what he's addressing, with now talking about Torah and detail, nuance. Bemis, every single maimer is just nuance and Did B'Tachtonim. Of them geht ganz Chassidus, right? I'm going to share with you something. So you will hear what I'm talking about every week. Right? For some people, apparently, I'm hearing, we don't want to come to short here about Israel. I find that very disappointing. You want a break? Let's talk about Torah. We'll talk about something else. You want to learn? You can learn the shiurim, fine. I'm not saying not. But it's not uppermost in your mind and heart, number one. Number two, what you're getting is, I'm not have been successful yet. Trying to convey the Torah perspective. What's going on? Otherwise, it's a very despairing matziv. Kalponim, so you've been hearing what I've been saying, that the message of Did B'Tachtonim, not stam. Okay, how long came Chassidus, and now a new insight into the purpose of creation, and revolutionary, etc. It's a new kvetch, a very big one, a very big revolution. It is the answer to the angst of the world on every level that is critical now, only now, at the end of Golus. Till Chassidus, the Kavanah was earn a place in Gan Eden, and that was fine. Till Chassidus, a Jew could be motivated his whole life for the afterlife, and many still are. It doesn't work for our children today, and it doesn't work for the world, and should not, because it's not about the afterlife. Chassidus has revealed finally, it's about God's desire for Did B'Tachtonim. You tell a child, go to school in order that you will get a job, and then you get married, and then everything is, do this for the next step. The kid says 3 words, I don't care. I want to feel something now. I want something now. This is the world of immediate now gratification. The upshot of that is that that's what it's really expressing. a relationship with God now. That's what this is saying here. It's now. It's your mitzvah. Bagashmi is your body. That's so edifying. That's so deeply nourishing. It's so deeply truthful. It's gilui. This is chesed da'atik lamat, what Rabbi Yossi is davening for. This is what our generation is davening for, seeking, crying in their sleep, trying to feel something. Drugs, cut the flesh. Mishigas of children, women, girls especially, cutting themselves because they want to feel something real. That's what it is now. That's Dira B'Tachtonim. Now, Chesed Atik. It's about a relationship with you now. In this minutiae, this is where I want to be, says God. And you've heard me say that the message to Christianity is it's the answer to Christianity and to Islam at the core issue. The body's not the enemy. That's where Christianity has it wrong. It got heaven and hell from us. We taught them all of this. And now's the time to heal it and straighten it. The body is not the enemy, to overcome, to earn your place in the afterlife. And to Islam, it's not dispensable in your ticket to Allah. It's not die for God, it's live for God. This is not Stam. This is the essential message that I was hammering again. Nis'ave dira b'tachtonim chesed, the atik in your piece of bread. That's what the world is seeking. Now, I can elaborate, which I have week after week after week with nuance, etc. So, here's what I want to tell you. So, I have a shir with someone who's a Chassidish guy, like not Chabad at all, and very involved in that world. So I was sharing this with him. So basically, he says to me, you got to say this to the. You got to share this with they don't know what's going on. There is no context. There's no border. There's no Abish in this. They're divided. Israel. The whole take on what's happening is we're talking Satmar and the whole world. Either some hold more pro-Zionist, kill them, fight to the end, and others no. And the whole lens is Zionism, not completely no God context, no kavanah, no understanding. And I'm learning in the text. He said, we didn't have to learn today. This was the real learning. So what I'm telling you is that as we're learning, but right now, this Mayim that is Tefillah of Chesed Atik, everybody is missing needs, is longing for this. The Chassidish world, the Havdal Elef Havdalas, Islam and Christianity, our children. Why? Because that's it's that. Finally, this is the essence of everything. All of history of creation, it's finally being revealed. The Rebbe has articulated it and inspired it and taught it, and Shlichus was born, the whole world transformed in the process of transformation. And our message of Afotes HaMayonis, this is the mandate of Lubavitch, to spread the Mayan, not just the rivers of Torah, the river, the streams, but the Mayan, the wellspring is Chesed Atik. That's the world desperately needs. And while we're talking, we should say we dedicate this year to the Moishe Katlaski for Refuah Shlema. His full name, everybody should know. Moishe Yehuda ben Golda, miraculous healing. Miraculous healing. It continues Avodah on behalf of the Rebbe's Arbeit on behalf of all the Shluchim, so devotedly. So I'm telling you, actually, we're telling the whole conversation because we're working on what Gimel Tammuz, a program, for the world, but I'm working specifically on both, actually, for the city and for the Chassidish crowd. Then who should speak, what's my name, who should become a ganze. She's telling me, you understand? It's this essential, simple message. Do you have to tell? Be masbir. Our eyes open up. So So an Eibishter, the Kavana Pnimi is, it speaks to you so personally, it speaks to the collective world in all of its guises. It's all about Amshocha and the Mat of Chesed Atik, to use the language of our mind. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Okay, so why does the chef have to come lamata? So who mitzad beis in yonim? He's again addressing fundamentally the whole din of B'tachtonim. Why does the ashpa have to come down here? Okay, for two inyan. If you just look at the words of the question, like why can't the ashpa remain beruchnius? All the things you mentioned before, chayis and davening, gan eden, nigla. Why does it have to come down to the lech? That's what he's asking. God loves me, so why can't it be in a spiritual plane? Why can't the love just manifest there? It has to come down to the bread on my table. That's a survival thing. But love, my soul, my spirituality, that's the question he asked here. There's this lapshus hashba to who? To me, to you. But on the ruch needs to complain. The physical stuff, okay, it's necessary just to keep it all going, but why is it dafka in the bread? So in the answer, the mind, we've already answered it. He wants a relationship with us, Neshom, Begufim, but he's going to explain it here again, foundationally. So Imna Aleph Hu Atayra, because of Torah. Because of Torah, you hear? Because of Torah, the Hashpah has to come down Begashmius. Why? Because what is Torah? Shin Yonehu Levader Lahavdil. Torah is instructions in order to clarify and draw distinction and discriminate in the virtuous sense between Tomei L'Toher, between impure and pure, ben Kedesh L'Choyel. Now, when we talk about refining and separating and drawing distinctions, making borders, healthy borders, that only applies down here. Torah's message is ineffectual. It's not effective. It's not doing what Torah is if it doesn't come down the matter, because up there's no borders. Everything is fused in one to one degree or another. There's no Tomei there, so everything is good. It's all Toher, to one degree, Tahar. Even though Elam Asiyah is to compare to our world is a purely spiritual world. The abode of angels, no less. So it's got to come down. If Torah's got to do its job, its mandate, to differentiate between right and wrong, there's no right and wrong except here. Pasha. You can't talk about distinctions and separating and clarifying and classifying and drawing boundaries. Only if it comes down here, till this world, in this world, there's also things that are opposite of holiness, and therefore the need to draw lines. It's like we're being introduced to the Maza for the first time. Yeah. That's the beauty of it. The Maimer is a fresh, every Maimer really is a completely new, fresh revelation of life and purpose and creation. That's why the same old questions are asked 1,000 times. But it's always a new, nuanced answer. Why are we here? What's it all about? Thank you. You can close it, Mamish. You did. I hope that the 6:30 Chavra will realize that they'll figure it out. some more detail. Welcome to Elam Haza. Here's the description. Elam Haza yesh taruvos beis k'tovos. As is known, that in this world, there's a mixture of two extremes. There's great highs and great lows. And that can happen in the space of 5 minutes too, within the person himself. He's inspired. The next second, the taiva, and boom, gone. As explained elsewhere, with the Torah, Atam, the reason, tshuva is only in this world, not in the next world for the obvious reason. There's no sin in the other world, and there's no rectifying in the other world. But that's not the point there. The point there is he wants to bring out that tshuva is about radical change. And this world is, to begin with, is radical in terms of the extremes. Tshuva is about extremes. And this is the world is a world of extremes. There's extreme good and there's extreme bad.
Is it not Mitzad the Taruvos?
Yeah, that is the Taruvos. That's the Taruvos. That's all began after Yegiah. That's when they ingested it. When Adam and Chava ingested, this Taruvos became part of the fabric of Elam Haza. Well, then it was separated. It's pretty clear. Lashon Chassidus says, I don't know if it's from Chassidus, but it's maybe from a primary source. In Elam Haza, it means all of Ishtalshalus. Ein Rabbi le'tov balera. Nothing is perfect and absolute till Atmos is revealed. There's no good that's absolutely perfect, and there's no bad that's absolutely bad that can't be redeemed in one way or another, either by shattering it or transforming it. But it all began after Yegiah. So that's the kavanah. The kavanah was all that, this taruvos that should bring to tshuva and radical transformation. So let's continue. Interesting, beautiful question here. So Matan Torah, it says, the Eibishter says, this extraordinary revelation of God himself. In the very next pasuk, we should have no foreign gods. I don't know if this question is asked anywhere. Ain't moving. It's not understood. He didn't stand at Har Sinai, the greatest revelations, right after saying, Bimba, don't serve false idols. What, who, when, what idols? Why would they need then Lazara for a warning? Well, the fact is, look what happened 40 days later, because that's what this world is. In every point is the taruvos of the greatest potential, the greatest height, and the greatest fall. Told you many times why the Rabbi said once was that Yedal Fnissen dike Fabrengen, because Yedal Fnissen is always around Pashas Achrei, which is Yom Kippur. Told you many times that I heard this hookup before I even came to America. As you can see, it made an impression, but still got to work on it, making a real impression. I was crying then about the Fabrengen. He said, "What that a gewalt? I mean, the word is gewalt. A yid stands mincha Yom Kippur in a talis in a kittel mitoich rabbim b'yisol, surrounded by his fellow Yidden, preparing for the Ila. And what do we read? About the abominations of Egypt and the incestual and bestiality and every sin in the book. That's what we're reading then. Moments before the Ila. This is the answer. Taruvos, yeah. A simple Jew should never say, person should never say, me, I couldn't do that. I'm inspired, I'm about, this second you can do it. And the next words are so why does Torah begin that way? He's asking, why does Torah begin that way? Torah begins Matan Torah, that set us the difference with extremes. The next pasuk, don't worship idols, because that's Elam Haza, and that's what Torah came down to deal with. Torah came down to this world where it's all mixed and therefore confusing And yet they were confusing because sometimes something could appear to be very good and it's very bad. And the reverse. He thinks it's a terrible thing and it's a very good thing. Which is why you need guidance to Torah to guide you. What's good and what's bad. And mashpia, etc. So this, the Torah's mandate to clarify. It could only be when Torah comes all the way down here to a world of a world that's separate from God. So in the second pasuk of Torah, really, we're talking about other gods, an entity that's completely in its own experience, its own world, its own reality, separate from God. Okay, so what did he ask and answer? Why does the Ashpa of the Eibush have to come down all the way to Gashmi is for Torah? Because Torah's got to deal with it. Torah's mandate is to separate, and that's Gashmi's. So far, it's like saying, it seems to me, Bereshis, Rashi says for two things, Bishvil HaTorah, Bishvil Yisrael. This is Bishvil HaTorah, so far. Now, this is interesting what's coming next, and I don't know. And this is what Chazal say, the Torah was not, this is quoting from a Maimer, and there's no source for this, because you're going to see in a second, it's just the opposite. But there is a Maimer Chazal, the Torah was not given to those who ate the man. It's right away that it points out. And he doesn't say this Maimer is based on another Maimer, so I don't know. He doesn't say it. God bless him, show him. So, this is big news. This statement that the Torah was not given to the ones who ate man is the opposite of what it says, Bekama Makayim is. No. The first quote is Torah was not given to those who ate man. That's what I'm telling you. This is, I never saw this anywhere else. And Lahoyer, now that it says, who's quoting it? You're quoting from a previous Maimer that you're saying it's it. You understand? Where's this from? I don't know the answer to that. Is what this we just quoted is the opposite of what it says in many places. In Chassidus, the Maimer Chazal, which is a Mechilta, it's a Medrash. The Torah was given to expound only by the ones who ate the man. And Chassidus, it brings that Maimer Chazal and explains it. But now we're getting, close brackets, done. But now we're getting a Maimer Chazal that says the opposite. What? That Torah was not given to those who ate the manna, which it's hard to understand because physically they did. So what does this mean? Lo Yegiah, and there's no source. So, but there was masbirit. Now, if we have to look up, they told us in order, no one did it, I didn't do it, I'm supposed to, I'm the one teaching, but in order 5, he gave us all of these Makaidas, and we have to see what it says over there. Okay, so we'll continue, Be'ez Hashem.
Why don't you finish till Indian Bays?
Why? Because it's okay. Already 26:31. Okay, the president said we should continue another line.
Ari is going to allow us to continue. Yes, Ari, for another minute. Thumbs up, please, Ari.
Absolutely.
Okay, it's
good. Go for it.
Why? You have to explain it. We'll just read the words now. For those who ate the man, they were living on an ethereal, otherworldly plane. They were not involved in panosa. Yegiah Kapecho, with the toil of your hands. Why the fish came to them all from above. And the whole point of Torah is what? To deal with the here. So therefore Torah was not given to those who ate the manna, because they were not part of the whole scene here. Okay, we'll continue Be'ez Hashem on a Monday. Yes, I'm here Monday morning, I'm still here. Okay.